Good afternoon, everybody. It's Paul Fleming here, Chamber Check-In time. It is Thursday, and I'm so glad to be here with Chad Evans. Chad is the owner and founder of the Back Nine Indoor Golf Studio off of Overland Road. Hi, Chad.
Hi, Paul. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome, man. Hey, I've been in your studio quite a bit over the last few months because my son's in some lessons there with one of your golf pros. And we had a conversation. I'm like, hey, let's do a check-in. Let's get some exposure for you guys. So we do these chamber check-ins to gain a little of exposure. We like to learn about the history of companies. So with that, Chad, for those that don't know, tell us a little bit about the studio and then tell us how you got your start.
Well, we're an indoor golf studio which specializes in simulators. So, which is kind of cool. You can go play any golf course in the world, 4 golf courses all over the world in one spot, some that you may never play anywhere else or at any other time in the real world. We've been around just about 3 years now, so which is kind of cool. We made it through this last summer, which was a tough one to get through, so we're happy about that, and we're happy to see where we're going from there. But the Back Nine came around as a kind of a funny thing for me, as I was hitting golf balls over at one of the golf stores here locally and into one of their simulators, and I got to thinking, man, it'd be kind of cool, especially here in Idaho where the winters used to be kind of bad, that if we could play a full 18 holes on one of these things. And that was back in 2009, and I'd asked them, and they said the technology wasn't really that great, but that's when I started researching it. So that was 2009. So 11 years later, we're here now and excited to be here.
I had no idea that type of technology was even available until I met you for the first time a few years ago. When you walk into your doors, you're next to the Cobbies there on Overland, next to Cole Road, and you have taken that. How many square feet do you have?
We have just under 7,000 square feet.
So you've taken that 7,000 square feet and have utilized every square inch of that place. And like you said, those bays where you can play those 18 holes, and what you said earlier about being able to pick and choose a course that's anywhere in the world, playing virtual golf now is probably way more acceptable than it was just even a few years ago.
Oh, absolutely. Without question. And the technology has come so far since then that, it's as close as you're going to get to being at the real course. When some of those courses are hundreds of dollars to play 18 holes, and you've got to travel there just to get there. Not to mention you're going to be able to come in and you have a high definition screen. The bays are over 300 square feet each. So you've got plenty of room to hit golf balls and really get into your game and have a good time. At the same time, learning what your swing looks like from the feedback that the machines will give you.
Oh yeah. I see it all the time. The screen will give you, backspin, power, distance. It's incredible. You can really hone in your own swing.
There is definitely a lot of detail in there. As far as numbers go, you can kind of get caught up in it if you're a numbers guy, which I kind of am. But in just analyzing what your swing looks like, so you can come in and play for fun and still learn how to get better. And that's really what we're targeting is come and have a good time for entertainment, but at the same time, let's make your game better so you can have more fun outside too.
Yeah. Well, and you've also created a putting area, or for lack of a better term, I'm going to call it a miniature golf course, a mini putt, but it's not that. It's incredible what you've done. The woodwork, the turf, and the way you have the ball undulate through the course. You've done an amazing job, Chad.
Well, thank you. We used to have an older putting green system in there. There were just a couple holes, and I was thinking, man, you know what? It'd be really cool because we don't have an indoor miniature golf course around here, and it's a true mini putt course. It's not not your Wahoo, so to speak, where you're out banking it off of cinder blocks. And when I designed it so you could actually come in and putt the course, and not have to just bank it off of everything. So you can play breaks on it. And I've got several hours into design and build on it just for that reason. And what we found so far is that it's mostly adults that are actually coming in and playing it. And so, which is kind of cool to see, because we thought it would be for more of the younger age groups, but it's been more for adults coming in and just having fun. And it's a tough little course, but it's a lot of fun.
And you also have a VIP room that has a little extra space in there. So you offer, corporate team building. Tell us more a little bit about that.
Right, that back room that we have there is more. We call it the party room, but it's big enough to put 10 people in there for sure. And it's got its own simulator bay in there. So a lot of groups will come in and do team building or birthday parties or bachelor parties or whatever. And our simulators, because you can play different formats on them. So a lot of them play scrambles, and they'll come back in there with 10 people and play a scramble and just have a great time. Have some food, have some drinks, and just have a lot of fun back there. And I kind of just get caught. I catch myself kind of just hanging back and watching people just enjoy themselves for the most part. Because I don't know, I just have fun watching everybody have fun. So yeah, that's cool.
I saw a couple in there the other night. It was like a date night. A wife and husband were playing 9. I think I couldn't tell what course they were playing, but it was really cool that they got to experience that. And another thing is you're very family friendly. You've got some food, you've got some drinks, and you've got this little lounge area with like a billiards table and a foosball table and a cool couch. And I love the fact that it's so family oriented.
Yeah, when I built that was one of my main goals, is to make sure that we could have kids in there, because it was very important to me, especially having a son of my own who was very into golf. And so I was really directed at making sure that we could have families in there, and to make sure the kids could come in and have a good time, and just have a place where they could go, to not only have fun, but to learn the game that we love so much, because of the honesty and the ethics in the game. And a lot of that is lost on the young kids these days, in the character building and everything. And I think the game of golf kind of brings that back to them. So it was very important to me when we were building it to make sure that was a part of what we had going on, not just a party room or a bar or whatever. We wanted to make sure we had families in there and have a place for them to go to have a good time also.
I like what you said about ethics and honesty. Golf is one of those sports where it reveals your character, right? And if you're a person who does the right thing when no one's looking, that's golf right there.
That's golf.
Right.
That's golf. So nobody will see you take that foot wedge and kick it out from behind a tree, but you'll know you did it. So and the rough part about it is the computer sees everything, and so so you don't get away with a whole lot with it. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun, and it's a way to kind of keep yourself in check,
Okay.
Whether you have character or whether you don't.
Okay, so you've got 4 bays with those simulators. You've got 1 VIP room. You've got the mini golf course. Yep. And then the fun lounge area with the foosball and the billiards. I got scrolling here on the bottom of the screen your website and your phone number. You guys give Chad a call, schedule some time to go experience Back Nine Indoor Golf. Chad's always there. He's always actually just watching you golf, and he's giving you tips and tricks as you're in the studio in the bay as well, if you want them or not, right, Chad?
Yeah, whether you want them or not. If you don't want them, just call me names and tell me to leave you alone. I'm okay with that.
I walk in there. I've been in there several times, and there's some absolute professional golfers that are taking advantage of the studio.
Absolutely. We've got a couple of local pros that come in and give lessons to their students. So we've allowed them to come in and use our facility for their for their own teaching, which normally they wouldn't get to do in the wintertime for sure. But we've also got a really great coach, pro on staff that, you know, we could set up lessons for, and he's really good. And Pete's great. He's good with kids, little younger kids, all the way up to, you know, mature adults, you'd say. But yeah, we've got some great pros and great teachers that come in and use the place, and we're very proud to have them.
Awesome. Well, tell us about your COVID protocols. What do you got going on there? Well,
you know, the Back Nine's kind of in the hybrid category, where we're not really a restaurant, but we're not really a bar. We're not really a golf course. So we ask that you wear masks in the common areas. When you're at your tables or your bays, you can take them off just like you would at the restaurant. You know, we spend a lot of time sanitizing and neutralizing everything, is what I call it. But to make sure we're safe and everybody stays safe and can continue to come in and have a good time. You know, where in today's world, there's not a lot of places to go that you can go have a good time and still feel safe from a lot of things. So we take it very seriously, and we want everybody else to come in and just enjoy the place and not have to worry about that. You know, we've got too much else to worry about outside of there. We can come in and kind of just leave that world behind them and just have a good time.
Absolutely. Well, Chad, thank you for taking the leap of faith and starting a business from your heart, because you and I have talked before, and that's a big thing of why you even started it. You know,
golf is an absolute passion of mine. I'm not very good, but you know, I like to play the game.
He's lying. He's really good. He's lying.
And I love what it stands for. So I appreciate that. Well, you humble me a little bit, but I appreciate it. But I love what the game stands for, and I love what it's all about. And that you can play from the time you're 2 years old to the time you're 102 years old. It doesn't make any difference. And that's what I love so much about that game and what it's all about.
When I first walked into your studio, you always talk about the future. You always are a visionary. And you're like, Paul, this is going to be this, and this is going to be this. And you execute on it. And so what type of mission and vision or vision do you see for the future for Back Nine indoor golf?
Well, we definitely want the Back Nine to stay around a long, long time. And so we've got to continue to grow and change with the way that the world is changing, and to make sure everybody has a place to come and we don't leave anybody out. So, you know, we got plans for growth in the future. We want to make sure we get everybody included, and just, you know, so we're excited for the future to be around for a long, long time and give us something to do for sure. And you know, I got probably the best job in the world, where I get to watch people play golf, and when they're not there, I get to play golf myself. So I think it's a pretty good gig, really.
Well, good. Well, you've made a significant investment in the technology to make that place cool. You've made a significant investment in your community with your chamber membership, and just by being a business owner and employing people and paying them a livable wage, right? So, Chad, you're hitting all the buckets, man. Really appreciate what you're doing. One more question before we part. How many other indoor golf studios are there in Idaho? And are you the only one?
Well, I believe that there are a couple of them that are in Idaho. One here locally, the other one in eastern Idaho. So they're few and far between, realistically here. I know of a couple of places that have simulators, but as far as the studio like we have to that magnitude, there's very few like us around, and we're happy to be the leaders kind of in this area, in that technology and in that world, and to kind of be able to show people the way that's may not be, you know, status quo necessarily in the golf world. So you know, that's kind of where that's at. But and to kind of be humbled by the other facilities that did open up in Idaho, that they kind of stalked us on our social media and our website to kind of get some of the ropes. And I've gotten a couple phone calls from a couple of them, and ask questions, which is very humbling for me to kind of be maybe the pioneer in the area, especially in this area for the indoor golf facilities. So, and we wanted to make sure that we had the technology to not ruin your game, and to make sure that you could come in and have a good experience and maybe get better.
I just want to let everybody know that your passion for the sport is definitely shown in the space that you occupy. That's for sure.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else you want to say before we part ways? And
I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to jump on here and have this conversation with you. And we're excited to be here. We're excited to be around, and I'm excited to meet new people. Every time somebody new comes in the door, it just makes me thrilled and happy to see them. And it's just me getting to meet new people and make new friends.
Right.
And so I just want to have you guys come in, have a good time, and enjoy yourselves.
And you're open.
We're open 7 days a week right now through the wintertime. We're open till 9 at night, and we open at 10 a.m. So we're open, 7 days a week.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll see you next Wednesday, Chad.
Absolutely. I will be there. Look forward to it. Well, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. My pleasure. Thanks again for your membership. Thanks for what you do in this community.
Thank you, Paul.
You bet. All right. Ciao.
See you later. Thanks.
Bye.